Alright guys, welcome back to another Black Beacon video. I know I am overwhelming you guys with a lot of Black Beacon content, but you guys are enjoying it and it's really helping you guys out. All these videos I've been dropping when it comes to Chink's full kit, you guys enjoyed that video. The other video that I've released like a couple hours ago, I pretty much talked about the elemental system in Black Beacon. I recommend you guys to check it out if you're still trying to understand how the elemental system works in this game. Please check out that video. I explained everything and how the elemental reactions, overload and etc., how it works. So please check out that video. But in this video, we're going to talk about one character, one 4-star unit, in a matter of fact. I know you guys are all talking about Zero and how insane she is, but I feel like a lot of people are not talking about this one specific 4-star unit. In that 4-star unit is none other than Azie. So if I exit out over here, you guys can see Azie. This character, really good. Now, is she more broken than Zero? No, I don't think she's more cracked than Zero. I think it's pretty obvious that Zero is still the best 4-star character in the game as of to right now. She's definitely the best support unit for sure. Maybe later on in the future there's going to be another unit who's going to be stronger than her, but the fact that for Zero we get her full dupes, like we can essentially max her out, we get her weapon and she's broken and she's a 4-star unit, like come on now. Zero's just insane. But when it comes to the second most insane support unit, that goes to Azie. I think Azie, she definitely takes that second place spot because she does so many things that you guys want to invest in this character immediately because she is going to be useful long term. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Now, first things first, I did get her weapon, guys. I did get Azie's weapon. I've been extremely lucky. I just got Florence. If we exit out over here, I got Florence. Yo, I can't wait to make that video on Florence. But I did get Florence, which is a huge W. And I also got Azie's weapon. So I got 2 5-stars today, which is really dope. But let's go take a look at Azie's kit. So here's what's very important about this character. So when you take a look at Azie's kit, okay, let's go and take a look at the skill 1. So for skill 1, it says Azie deploys drones from her weapon catch to bombard a designated area, dealing enhanced damage. The drone crashes after 3 seconds, triggering a large explosion that deals enhanced damage. Each hit during the bombardment accumulates 5 firepower, while the crash explosion grants 15 firepower upon hitting enemies. Both the bombardment and the explosion apply the arrow wound mark to targets. If the drones are manually controlled to crash into enemies with suppressive fire, the explosion damage is. So this one is, just some damage, nothing too serious. Literally nothing going on, right? For her skill 2, nothing going on as well. It's not that crazy. She's essentially like refreshing the skill cooldown for arrow wound. Like she's essentially refreshing the skill cooldown with skill 2, which is really good. I'm pretty sure she is refreshing the cooldown for, I think, skill 1, maybe she is, but her skill 2 is also pretty good. But when it comes to buffs and stuff like that, there's really nothing going on. But here's where things start to get crazy. Her passive skill. So for her passive skill, it says Azie's basic attacks and skills inflict firepower value on the target. Enemies with 100 firepower value undergo suppressing fire, reducing their damage resistance for 20 seconds. And when you guys take a look at the damage resistance, it is a 26% damage resistance reduction. Absolute insanity. So when you guys are leveling up this character's when you're leveling up her skills, focus on her passive skill. Don't focus on the skill 1 or the skill 2. I feel like the skill 1 and skill 2 is really not that important because, when it comes to damage, I don't think this is a damage dealing unit. The passive skill is what's important because of that damage resistance reduction. You can literally reduce the amount of resistance the enemy has against damage, which is insane. So getting that damage resistance reduction is really good. But other than that, when we take a look at her talent 1, this is where things start to get crazy. So it says her ultimate skill, Ingenious Bombing, reduces all affected enemies' lightning damage resistance by 10% for 15 seconds. She is reducing the amount of resistance the enemy has against lightning damage. Why is this good? The reason why this is good is because if you pair this up with characters like Lychee, right? Lychee is really nice. And I'm pretty sure they're talking about the lightning damage, right? Yeah, so lightning damage is pretty much you just dealing damage with thunder characters, which is really nice. So we take a look at the talent 2 over here. It says that she's going to extend the duration of the rocket launcher by 2 seconds, which is solid. Now for her talent 4, she can reduce the enemy's attack and defense by 10%. So not only do you have this damage resistance reduction, you also have defense reduction and attack reduction, and you also have lightning damage resistance. Like, what in the world, man? And then for her talent 5, you got some Pierce. So that's essentially her base kit. Her base kit is insane, bro. Damage resistance reduction, attack reduction, defense reduction. You also have lightning resistance reduction, which really, so like, this character is just cracked. But it gets even more cracked when you look at her weapon. So for her weapon, you get to 108 elemental anomaly mastery, which is pretty solid. And it says enemies affected by suppressing fire lose 4% resistance to lightning anomaly effect. Really, really nice. And it says as long as any enemy affected by suppressing fire exists on the battlefield, increases Azie's anomaly mastery by 40 and all the other members attack by 8%. So if you have this weapon, she can buff your allies. She can buff their attack by 8%. Now, this isn't really that good for Lychee because Lychee doesn't scale off of attack. He scales off of HP. So this part right here is not really that good for Lychee, but this right here, where it says 4% resistance to lightning anomaly effect is, reduced. That's pretty good. So I will say her weapon is pretty nice, but her base kit is just absolute god tier. But when we take a look at the skill, her potential 1 here. So P1, it says enemies affected by arrow wound have their damage resistance reduced by 10% for 5 seconds. So you're getting another damage resistance reduction. Really, really nice. And then over here for her P2, it says have their movement speed reduced by 40% for 5 seconds. So you have movement speed reduction for the enemy. And then over here, it says bombard skill 1 bombards 100% more frequently. And then for her last for her last potential, it says upon triggering suppressing fire, deals 40% enhanced damage to that target once. For every 100 elemental anomaly mastery Azie has, this attack gains a 10% bonus to. So overall, man, this unit, she is really, really nice to pair up with units like Lychee. I'll say Viola as well. She's pretty much good for every single lightning character, every single thunder character, because she's able to reduce the enemy's damage resistance, which is really, really good so far. So her value is pretty much good long term. Like, her value is essentially she pretty much glued her. Okay, how can I say this? Her value is stable and she is not going to diminish anytime soon. Like, she is going to be a really good character long term the more they release thunder characters, because whenever they drop a thunder character, the first character that I'm going to put that thunder DPS with is Azie. It's going to be Azie and then Logos. Now the team that I am using with Lychee is Lychee, Logos, and Azie. Now the reason why I'm using Lychee, not Lychee, but Logos, is because Logos is a great light anomaly applicator. The fact that she's able to apply, like the fact that she's able to deal damage off field, you can pair that up with thunder, right? With thunder, with lightning anomaly, and then you get overload. So Logos, like, a lot of people don't understand why this character is good. They're like, well, all she does is provide heals and do some damage. Why is she that good? Not only can she provide damage and heals, she can apply light anomaly, elemental anomaly off field, which is really, really nice. So you put her with any character, you're going to get that overload reaction, which is pretty nice. So, I'm focusing on building up my Logos, but we're going to come over here to the Gacha room. So here's what I recommend you guys to do, okay? Since Azie is like a really nice unit to have, now you cannot get her, like, okay, when we take a look at Florence's banner, she's not on Florence's banner right now. So it's pretty hard to get this character. I was lucky enough to get her. But if you do end up getting this character, here's what I would do. You come over here to Mortal Wanderings, right? If you still haven't selected your 5-star character, I would recommend you guys to select Logos, okay? Get Logos. And if you don't have Lychee, then you can essentially, okay, if you don't have Lychee, then of course you're going to come over here and choose Logos's weapon, right? That's what I would do because you want to get those heals. But if you were me, like if you had the same luck as mine and you had Lychee while you were summoning on the Mortal Wanderings banner, if you got Lychee and then Logos, I would come over here to Divine Forge. I would get Lychee's weapon, right? I would get his weapon, and then I would summon for what's her name? I would summon for Logos's weapon, and then I would get Azie's weapon because her weapon is really, really nice. That's exactly what I did because I was lucky. Right? That's what I would recommend you guys to do if you know if you want to go for it. If you want to build your Lychee team, then that's pretty much what I would recommend you guys to do. Now we do have like a free 5-star weapon event. Now for this event right here, I would focus on getting Florence's weapon first. If you are planning on getting Florence, I would use this event to get Florence's weapon, right? Because her weapon is really nice. So I don't have to worry about summoning for her weapon. Come over here, like once I get Florence, because I already have her, I don't have to worry about her weapon. Even though it's guaranteed, I would, you know, use this event as an opportunity to get her weapon instead of me summoning on the weapon banner. That's what I would do. So that's pretty much my plan here. The good thing is this weapon event is gonna last for like 46 days. So Ching, her weapon is gonna be available on May 4th, which is a huge W. The fact that they're letting us get, you know, Florence's weapon and Ching's weapon for free is absolute insanity. So if you guys are saving up for Ching, do not select your 5-star weapon in this event just yet. Wait for the 4th, May 4th, when Ching releases. Then you can go ahead and select Ching's weapon. But let's go to do some gameplay here real quick. I did unlock the new in-game mode, Infinite Multiverse. I did unlock this. It's really similar to Spiral Abyss and Genshin Impact. It really is. But you guys can see here, I unlocked the new game mode. Really similar to Genshin Impact. But let's head on over to Stage 2. Now, I ain't gonna lie, bro. These are like the elements recommended for Stage 2. And, you know, this is the team I'm using. Like, this team is well built right now, and I don't really have, you know, my Florence built. So yeah, I mean, we're running Logos, Azie, and over here Lychee. But you know, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Our power is like 3,508. Not that high, but let's get some gameplay, and I want to show you guys how cracked my Lychee is. Absolutely. Lychee's an amazing DP. But let's hop right into it. So yeah, this is pretty much the team right here. So here's what I would do. I would do something like this, right? Now, when it comes to Logos, you want to make sure that you're able to apply that note effect first before you switch out to any other character. So here you go. We have our notes now, so we can switch on over to Azie. Go. Here we go. Look at that, guys. Now we can have that overload reaction, which is really nice. Switching here. Do her ultimate, we're going to switch on over to Lee. Oh, nice. We don't have Logos's note effect right now, which kind of sucks. That's fine. Nice. So now we have that right there. You guys can see the bars filled up, and then his lightning resistance has been reduced. Come on, let's see if we can actually clear this before time runs out. Run it, pop his ult here. Going to pop her ult. Go electrocute it. We're gonna go ahead and use her real quick. Nice. Did we get the 3-star? We did get the 3-star. Let me see. There we go. We got 3 stars. So that's pretty much my team rotation. That's my team rotation when it comes to Lychee team. You use Logos. You try to get that note effect so that you'll be able to inflict light anomaly, elemental anomaly on the enemy off field. So once you get that, you switch to Azie. You try to fill up that meter. So I'm gonna show you guys her tutorial real quick, but you want to fill up that meter, that little purple bar you see on the side. You want to fill it up so that the enemy can receive that lightning resistant shred. So once you get that, then you switch off to Lychee and you start going crazy. Let's come over here to Azie. Let's do her tutorial real quick. And I'm gonna make sure that you guys are that well prepared for this game, man, because yo, Black Beacon, this game has potential, man. This game has potential, and once they drop a PC client for this game, bro, I will be, dude, I'm gonna go crazy, man. Okay, you guys can see we already read through her kit. We're not gonna read all this, but I will say her Q, her skill 1, it takes her a minute to proc it. Like, she takes a long time, which is actually annoying. But you know, other than that, bro, her ultimate and everything else is back to her. Okay, so pay attention, guys. Pay close attention to this, right? Pop that there. All right, so look, we're gonna keep attacking this enemy here. Oh, why is nothing happening? Guess I have to use this. That's weird. That's a bug. That has to be a bug. Keep attacking. So, proc this again. Put this down. Here. Down. In. Come on. Where's it at? Where's the bar? It should be there. Okay, the bar is not showing up, which is really odd. Yeah, the bar isn't showing up. It should show up. Is there a way? Let me see. There has to be a reason why this bar isn't showing up. If we take a look at her skill description, it's part of like her passive skill. Enemies with 100. So Azie's basic attacks and skills inflict firepower value on the target. Enemies with 100 fire. Yeah, that has to be a bug, man. Her bar is not showing up at all. It should be showing up right here, but it's not. But you guys get what I'm saying. When you see that bar show up, the purple sidebar, you fill it up, and then once it's filled up, that's when you can switch on over to Lychee, and you know he's gonna start dealing some crazy damage. So yeah, guys, that's Azie. This character really nice. She's not really hard to use, very simple and easy, and I recommend you guys to build her because you know she brings a lot of value to future upcoming Thunder characters. She's going to be a huge unit to have in future Thunder team comps. So definitely plan on building this character. She's gonna take your account to a whole new level. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Adios.